What is up, my friends? It's Brant Phillips coming to you from Real Estate Fundamentals, and this is the final video in our series where I've taken you through an entire case study of a flip property from start to finish. You know, we talked about how we found the deal, how we analyzed the deal, how we financed the deal, how we estimated repairs, how we conducted the rehab, how we presented the property, listed the property on the market, and here we are. If I could get a little drum roll, please. That was a very, very pathetic drum roll, but here we are. So I'm going to reveal the final numbers and take you through some of the things that I look at when analyzing an offer from a potential buyer, and then we're going to work towards the seller net sheet and also you know, other issues and things we have to work through, because just because you get a contract doesn't mean you've sold the property. Look, it is not sold until the wire hit your bank account, my friends. So it's not time to do the little dance and little jig just yet, my friends. No, 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 no. There's still things that we have to work through and we have to analyze. So let's turn to the contract here. All right, so okay, so what you're looking at here is a Texas Real Estate Commission, a TREC, 1 to 4 family residential contract. Yes, I'm in the very great state of Texas, but it doesn't matter where you're investing at, right? So you'll have whatever contracts you use, but regardless of the contract, what I want to show you are a few things that I look for in an offer, right? Because I've made the mistake of just accepting an offer because I'm trying to flip a house and I'm wet behind the ears and I'm green, and I was new to this. Well, the very first house that I flipped, as a matter of fact, I accepted a contract for a buyer who couldn't get the deal done, right? And so their financing fell through. It was an ugly nightmare, and I lost money as a disaster. So I've learned a few things over the years. So what am I looking at on a contract? First and foremost, the sales price, okay? This is a full price offer. If you remember, you know, when I bought this house, I thought it was like a $185 to $189,000 house, you know, maybe $185, like I said, to $190,000. But we are in a seller's market, and so we've been very, very good over the last 6 to 9 months of pushing prices. So that's what we did here. So that's the first thing I'm looking at is, did we get our price, right? And if not, how far off are we? Or is it above asking price? Because that happens quite frequently as well, especially in a seller's market like we're in today. And so we got our full price, but there's a caveat with that. Okay, so you need to see that there is some it's not what actually meets the eye. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. So but that is the very first thing that I look at. Should have been circled. It didn't get circled on accident, so go fix that now. Let's always look at our sales price. Okay, we want to look at earnest money. If I have two equal offers, I'm going to look at earnest money, meaning offers of the same price, sales price. I'm going to look at earnest money, and I'm going to look at the down payment amount. Okay. And title company, you know, we pretty much dictate which title company that we're going to use as the seller. And I love my title company, and I love my Tammy, who is my title company rep, and she takes really good care of us. That's a big thing for me. All right, so nothing on page 2, nothing on page 3. So let's scroll down here to page 4. So this is not a big thing, but it can be a big thing. This particular thing, it's not. This is things that they're asking us to do. So they, at seller's expense, shall complete the following specific repairs and treatments. Usually, if there's a lot of repairs, this will refer to an amendment, but they haven't done an inspection at this point in time, so there's nothing major to report right here. But they just said, so to remove all personal belongings from the property, professionally clean property, and mow yard right before the scheduled date. Not a big deal. We do that anyways, those items. So residential service contract. This is a home warranty. Pretty standard that the seller's going to give someone a home warranty, $400. Not a big deal. I will tell you, if we use this as a negotiating tool. So let's say, for example, that a buyer has a concern about an air conditioner. They say, well, we think the air conditioner's, on its last leg, it's going to go out. Well, we don't want to spend $3,000 to $5,000, if not more, to replace an air conditioner. So what sometimes we'll negotiate is we'll say, hey, how about we add another year or two to the home warranty. So we may give them a home warranty for 2 to 3 years rather than replacing some item that they're concerned about. Sometimes that has worked and has helped us save some money and give them peace of mind about whatever it is that they have a concern about. All right, so the closing date, a lot of this is dictated by the financing, or it is dictated by the financing, but we like to see buyers who want to close quick. Special provisions, this one is blank. So you never know what you're going to see here. Okay, it kind of depends on the agent and who's filling out the contract and what the buyer wants. There could be certain things, I've seen this used for repairs, certain things about, wanting, just a myriad of things. Like, you never know. But the important thing is you want to check special provisions to see if there's any certain stipulations that are that they're requesting or negotiating. So this is a big one. Okay, this is a big one. This is basically seller contributions. So if you see this number here, this $7,000, so they're asking us to contribute $7,000 towards the purchase price. Did we accept? Yes, we did. So what does that really put our price, our sales price at? About 193, right? So we're at 199 and $800 or whatever it was. So we're about 193 is where we're at. I'm still happy. We sold this house incredibly fast. I think we're about 22 days on the market or something like that. So we're happy with it, and I'll go over the final numbers in just a minute. All right. Termination option, not a big deal. Option fees are usually about $100 or 1% of the sales price. So if it was, more expensive house, we'd expect that to be a little bit more. And this is just standard contract stuff here. So let's go to the repair amendment just so I can show you what they've requested in repairs. Okay, so here you are looking at the repair amendment. This is done after we've went under contract, right? And so they had an option period, typically 7 to 10 days, sometimes as little as 3 to 5. But on a traditional home like this, where it's going to be a first-time home buyer or someone using conventional financing, you're usually going to see a 7-day option period, and that gives them the option to back out of the home with no strings attached. They'll lose their $100 option money, not such a big deal, but also gives them time to get their inspection report, do any due diligence, meet with contractors, things like that during that time, so they don't move forward with the sale and have to end up losing their earnest of money or not move forward with the sale altogether. So this came to us after their inspection report. So let's look and see what they've requested here. Keep in mind that we did install a brand new electrical panel, so that's pertinent information. So remedy oversized entrance wires to disconnect breaker by either replacing service wire or replacing service panel, and change main breaker to a minimum 150 amp breaker page, and they've included some notes in their inspection report. So that was one thing. Okay, here's number 2. Repair the junction box in the roof properly. That was number 2. Number 3, get washer to full working capacity, dishwasher's new, and move insulation back from chimney flue to prevent fire hazard. Insulation we just had blown in. Remedy the ant and termite issue as per the pest report. Both reports are attached and attached to this amendment. So here's the thing. We had a brand new electrical panel. Our electrician was out there doing work. It's a brand new dishwasher, and and we just blew in insulation into our attic. So those are all what we like to call warranty items. So basically called our electrician, actually we didn't even call the appliance guy. We called our electrician and said, hey, we don't think we have power to the dishwasher. We need to check it out. check and make sure there's power to the dishwasher and the dishwasher's working. So he did that. Everything is fine. The other 2 items we said, look, man, this is what we've paid you. Pretty sure, even though quite honestly, I'm not an electrician, I don't completely understand everything I just read there. But we said, this is included, right? You're going to fix this for free, right? And he said, yep, I will take care of that. Cool. Got it done. So basically what we had to do is pay for pest control service. Not a big deal, not a big expense at all. So we were very pleased with this inspection report. And this is typically the type of inspection reports you're going to see when you do a good quality rehab. So let's move on to some of the numbers here. All right, so here we are at the final numbers. Yes, I've busted out my little handy dandy spreadsheet here. Don't judge me for my spreadsheet. I know there's all types of crazy, tricked out softwares and spreadsheets and house flipping, guru stuff that you can get. I created this spreadsheet 10 or 12 years ago, and I've made a few modifications, but for the most part, this has got me through flipping several hundred houses at this point in time, so I like it. So let's go here. Let's get to the meat of this thing. So what's the property value or the after repaired value? So we had it. I'm going to make a tweak right here because our purchase price was actually $107,000. But the value of the property, what we were pushing for, was $199,788. Did we get it? No, we did not. We got it, but with the $7,000 concession. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce that price to $192,788, which is basically our effective sales price. So purchase price. If you remember from the beginning, if you've watched this series all the way through the beginning, and if you haven't, you need to go back video 1 and start from the beginning. But we were negotiating this deal at $100,000. We ultimately bought it for $107,000. Was that a good deal? Well, we're working towards that. I think this was an okay deal. It wasn't a great deal. Ideally, if I hop down to this LTV, purchase price plus repairs, I like to see this number to 75% below, and really like we want to be around 70%, but we're in a seller's market. So in a seller's market, sometimes you got to pay a little bit more, and you got to take you have to analyze, assess, the risk versus reward, other opportunities, and just make a business decision. So obviously we did make a decision to move forward on that. So our repair number, final repairs, what we spent is $35,755. Pretty much all of the dust has settled at this point in our invoices from our contractors. So I want to say we had about a $32,000 budget in the beginning, and this is kind of, let's talk about this number real quick. This repair number is this is a kind of it's a number that I want to use as a kind of an indicator of whether or not a deal is a deal. Okay, so the amount of repairs that you're putting in a property also represents the amount of work that you're putting into a property and a risk that you're putting into a property as well. What I mean by that, $100,000 rehab is not the same as a $20,000 rehab, right? There's a lot of bad things that can go wrong in a $100,000 rehab, and there's things that can go wrong, in a $20,000 rehab too, but it's much less likely. These are typically rehabs like Oleander, like this project. You saw paint, you saw carpet, you saw countertops, you saw no major construction, no major framing, anything like that. So, but what I'm getting at, kind of one of the characteristics of a good deal is if the amount of repair and construction work that we're doing is going to result in a approximate amount of profit. Ideally, if we had bought this house for $100,000, not $1 million, $100,000, and spent $32,000 in repairs, our projected profit, you see here down in this green area, our net profit would have met or exceeded the amount of repairs. That's a good kind of performance indicator, something that we're looking at to determine if it's a good deal or not. Well, we didn't hit that metric, so that's where the shook out. And I like to include my acquisitions cost my cost of marketing on a deal as well. I factor that into my financing most oftentimes with my private lenders, cost of doing business. I kind of treat it like a rehab cost a little bit. So these are some other numbers. These are just fixed costs that are calculated with our handy dandy spreadsheet here. I paid my private lender 10%. We paid 1 point origination fee at closing. These are just estimated closing costs, realtor's commission. Now, if you are using a realtor to list it, you're paying full 3% commission, 2%, whatever it is. You need to factor in the sell and the buy side. I'm the agent. I've got my own license. So really that's coming to my going to the same bank account, to be quite honest with you. So I'm only putting 3% because that's really my only cost here, which is to the buyer's agent. If you are not a licensed real estate agent and you're flipping houses, you're investing, I used to tell my students, and people would ask me, you do not need a license. You know, you don't need it. I've had a license for, 10, 12 years now. I've greatly changed my opinion about that. So if you'd like to know why you should get a real estate license, then hit me up sometime. I'd love to share that with you. So here we are. So we went kind of blazing fast on this deal. So we closed this property, I believe, May 14th. And at the time of this recording, it is July 28th, according to my little calendar. So as we sit right now, it's been 75 days from the day we bought the property, renovated the property. We're under contract to close right at day 91, right after the flip rule, the 90-day flip rule that you've got to satisfy those 90 days, oftentimes if it is a FHA buyer. So we are sitting that out and waiting to go past the 90-day period. So we are going to be closing on this deal after 91 days. So this is 3 months. So this is calculated in our holding costs for our financing, for insurance, taxes, and all that kind of stuff. We kind of just guesstimate those things, but those are pretty accurate. So after all is said and done, this puts us at about a $26,000 profit after 3 months of an investment, flip deal for a 3-month period. So that, my friends, is how you flip a house. We took you from how we found this deal, how we analyzed the deal, what type of marketing we did to find this deal, how we raised private money to finance the deal, how we created our repair estimate, how we managed the rehab, how we did our job start, all those things from start to finish. So my final words are this: like, if you are struggling to get some deals going, if you found yourself just maybe fighting fear and getting being afraid to move forward, my friends, you a couple of things. Number one, typically I've found that fear subsides when education and experience increase. Fear subsides when education and experience increase. So basically what that boils down to is you need to take action. You need to take massive action. You need to begin either surrounding yourself with other real estate investors, find a good coach or a mentor, and just start taking action, right? Watch others, see what they're doing in your local markets, see what the successful investors are doing. Get plugged into a mastermind, get plugged into a coaching program. I run a small coaching group, so if you're interested and you'd like to get more information about that, then reach out. Like, let's have a conversation, see if it's a good fit for you. But the bottom line is, I went and saw this property only because I was shooting videos for this YouTube channel. So you have to understand that is a lot of this entire project could have been done without me even being there once you build a good team, because most of our projects, I'm fortunate enough to say that I don't go look at them. I don't go see them anymore. So I've built a team. So you can easily do the same thing and just think about what it may be like to flip 4 or 5, even 10 or 12 of these things each year, and what that could do to your family, for for your loved ones, for the community itself, for all the contractors that you could create new work for the private lenders in your area. There's a lot of good things when you operate a successful flipping business. And I encourage you, if that is a desire that you have, go out and make it happen. Hey, this is Brant Phillips once again, Real Estate Fundamentals. I hope you've enjoyed this house flipping case study. I really appreciate your likes, appreciate your subscribes. Hit me up if there's anything I can do. If you have questions, we love opening the mailbag, so hit me up. Ask me questions, anything I didn't explain, well enough. You still, something that you want to dive a little bit deeper on here. I'd love to share it with our community and help you guys go out and create the investing business that you are looking to create. So all the best, and we'll talk to you soon.